Welcome to Be the Ram Global Fellowship. This is your virtual Bible study. I'm Pastor Coach Anthony McKissic Sr. And I'm glad that you decided to be with us right now. Today is going to be quick. It's going to be a continuation from Sunday's message. I didn't want to be so long on Sunday, so I wanted to break it up a little bit. But I'm back. I'm here with you. Let us pray. God, thank you for this. Thank you for this word. Thank you for this message. Thank you for this Bible study. God, thank you for being you. Amen. So let's give a recap. So we talked about situations and issues in the family, and we talked about how they stem from one another. The title of my message was Pray for My Family, We Be Trippin'. So this will be Pray for My Family, We Be Trippin' Part 2. And we'll just say, what I came up with in the process and the thoughts that I had is that certain issues did not start with you. We had Abram, who lied about his wife Sarah being so beautiful and said it was my sister. And then his son Isaac lied about his wife because she was fine too and said that it was his sister. And then you got down to Isaac and Rebekah's kids, which was Esau and Jacob. Jacob pulled Jacob lied about Esau. He tricked his father. Jacob tricked his father. It was Esau who was supposed to be blessed, but he tricked his dad because he was old, he couldn't see. Him along with his mother, Rebekah, tricked his dad into blessing him. So there you got a grandson tricking and lying, a dad tricking and lying, and a granddad tricking and lying. Then we move on to Isaac saying, all right, Jacob, so I can't help you out, son. I'm sorry. Go marry one of Laban, your uncle's kids. So now you have Jacob going over, and his uncle Laban tricked him. Said, I need you to work for 7 years for my beautiful daughter, Rachel. And he did that, and he slid the ugly daughter, Leah, out there. So now the man had to work 14 years. He was tricked. How good did she look that he was willing to work 14 years? Or was he just trying to be committed to what the word he gave his dad? I don't know. Either way, a whole lot of tricking in this situation. So then, Rachel couldn't have kids. Genesis chapter 29, verse 16 through 25. Now, excuse me, Genesis chapter 30, verses 1 through 6. It says, Rachel could not have kids, so she gave her servant to Jacob. And when I saw this, I thought about the granddad Abram, and I thought about the grandma Sarai, who gave her servant Hagar to Abram and said, hey, I can't have him, so you sleep with her. Did y'all not talk at all? Did you not pass down stories? See how that worked out? Ishmael, you got a whole nother set of a whole family over here because you did that situation. It says when Rachel saw that she was not bearing Jacob any children, she became jealous of her sister. So she said to Jacob, give me children or I'll die. Jacob became angry at her. Am I the place of God who has kept you from having children? Then she said, here is Bilhah, my servant. Sleep with her so she can bear children. And I too can build a family through her. So she gave him her servant, Bilhah, as a wife. Jacob slept with her, and she became pregnant and bore him a son. Then Rachel said, God has vindicated me. He has listened to my plea and given me a son. Because of that, I'll name him Dan. So now here's another situation where you're repeating issues in your family from way earlier. It said Jacob's sons went ham. This is the next issue we got. Jacob had sons, and he had a daughter named, I'll say Dinah. And this is verse 7 through 16 from Genesis. Now, I'll just tell you the story for the sake of time. The sons of Jacob were out in the field, and they were working. Meanwhile, the daughter was raped by Shechem. And when Jacob found out, he didn't do nothing right away. I think he already knew his sons was going to take care of it. Or maybe, you know, he just thought, maybe I got a better chance of letting them know first. So this is what happened when the sons came back. The son said, you know what? Let's think about this. How are we going to handle this situation? And the mom, Hamar, said, well, my son really just wants to marry your sister. So don't take it out on him. He couldn't help himself. So the brothers, now keep in mind their lineage, they said, all right, let's take care of this. They made everybody get, all the men, they said, okay, well, this is going to be in our family. Y'all got to go by our culture. Get circumcised. And when the men got circumcised, they killed all of them. They was not playing with them. So now, Jacob's son, his name was now changed to Israel. And Israel had a son named Joseph. Now, Joseph was the favorite of Jacob. You would think they would get enough of playing favorites. But Joseph was the favorite of Jacob. And I'm being very broad here, just to get my point across. And the brothers were jealous because Joseph had dreams. Joseph was liked. And the brothers made a plot that they were going to take Joseph out. So what they did was, they took Joseph and they threw him in a pit. And they were going to leave him there to die. But one brother stepped up and said, this is our brother. He is our blood. Come on, guys. Let's do a little bit better than this. So they sold him as a slave. So a brother who's done nothing but have dreams was sold into slavery. So he went from slave to slave to slave. And then he found himself in Pharaoh's house as a slave, as a servant. And the wife, you know, she wanted to mess with him. And he said no, he turned her down. So she ripped off a piece of his robe and said that he raped me. Now think about this. You got rape, you got lying, you got deceiving, you know, being deceived by your brothers. I imagine that Joseph, he was really needing some prayer, because my family be tripping, some mental help, some emotional help. I imagine it was bad. However, he got thrown into a so Pharaoh sent Joseph to the dungeon. Now, remember that Joseph was a dreamer. He could interpret dreams. So he was in there, and, you know, people would have questions, he would interpret it. But there was a guy in Pharaoh's camp. When Pharaoh had a dream that he didn't understand, they went all around looking. But he said, you know what? I know a guy. I know this guy. I met him in jail, you know. Met him in prison. And they brought him out. And he interpreted, Joseph, the dreamer, interpreted Pharaoh's dream. And he was the only one that could do it. And it ended up, because he did it so well, by the grace and the glory of God, that he ended up being in charge of the whole palace. And that's where I want this thing to end. I know it's not long. But understand that the one person, I'm going to move this, the one person in the family that decided he was going to do something different. He wasn't going to lie. He wasn't going to cheat. He wasn't going to steal. He is going to live an honest life. He is the one that changed the trajectory of his whole family. So he was in a situation that he could have slept with Pharaoh's wife because she was throwing herself at him. He ended up in jail anyway. He could have been with his brothers out, you know, smoking weed, shooting dice in the corner. But because he was cared about by his dad, They were jealous of him. So just imagine, and I know you can imagine because I know that some of you said, I've done the right thing. I did what I was supposed to do. Why everybody hating on me? Why is it that my own family's trying to keep me down? But there's hope. The hope is, and the joy of this story is that as he went down and he got sold and mistreated and done this and done that, he never lost his faith. And because he didn't lose his faith, at the end of the day, he ended up being in charge of the whole palace. A lot of people call it from the prison house to the penthouse. I'm just letting you know, if you want to be the difference in your family, if you want to see your family change, then you be the difference. You be the one that says, you know what, I see something wrong going here, and I'm going to stop it right here. Pump the brakes. I'm not telling you to be messy, argue, fight. I'm just telling you that you can be the difference. God, thank you for whoever received this word, and it was meant for them. Amen. I'm out.